Hi, what is up? Welcome to Pancake Marathon. It's just my essentiality of saying I'm not part of any, going against Tradition 6 of any flavor of, an anonymous program, or even not a non anonymous program in a sense of saying. Um, Yet this is just how I carry my message because I know tradition 4, 5, and 6 kind of clarify that there's a difference in all that as such, and essentially to say that it is also I can only give what I have, my experience, strength, and hope. Essentially to say. Now, I, I was angry. I was sad. I was hurt. I was all of the above in the sense of just a simple category of fear, right? And I wanted to fight everybody and run. I oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Yet there's that point, the simple point of what it is of not making my past my future. I say this per se, in my own way. How else can I do it? How is spirituality gonna ever work? In comparison to what a religious aspect of life can be. Simply to say, truly and truly. And yet, more of a point of this whole aspect of me communicating, not isolating, me trying to find that unity so there can be a safe place upon all of my life is the simple fact that I was angry. I was hurt. I was angry. But I am done. I am done being angry at that. I'm not going to say it's not going to happen again or whatever, and it might. It quite literally, I might never get angry again to that degree, right? So I mean, there's these points and all the aspects of life that are just, I can't make the next moment meaningless. I mean, I can. I get to not, though. I get to be part of my life, an active part of my recovery, whatever it may be. I'm attempting to just simply communicate that I'm practicing the principles in all my affairs. You know, I admitted whatever I was going through was making my life unmanageable and I'm powerless because I'm focusing on the problem and I'm not doing anything other than letting it compile and compound and just add up. And then I want to fight everybody as I'm attempting to run away, but I can't because how fast can you run from your shadow? Even if it's nighttime, isn't it still basically there? I mean, yeah, sure, you need light and all that kind of duality aspect, and you need the light to see the shadow, but that does not negate the the simplicity of itself of, quantum string theory, that it is always there, in a sense of saying, you know, with that metaphor and all that aspects and things. So I'm attempting to zen my garden because right now I was angry. I'm still a little perturbed. I'm a little upset. I really, and it's okay. It's okay to be that. But it's not okay to go and make everybody else's life a complete and utter misery. Miserable. Absolutely don't want to be around me. It's okay that I feel this way, but I don't have to show it in that way of being angry, resentful. Absolutely, I'm going to make you do a good job and make you have to make a shank because that was your idea in the first place. Because I'm fighting the battle in my head with the mental gymnastics of you being the face of whatever it may be, and yet it's just me holding on to whatever resentment because of anger, that of these expectations of just a goal that I'm attempting to accomplish based around my past experiences, my expectations. And it's all based around my What is it? Reservations, which would be, in that sense of what I just explained. But in recovery lingo, reservations are what your is simply to say your expectations. They really, really are. And expectations are just demands and control aspects that are not working out. And almost in a sense of what is a trigger. In that sense of then you go into resentments, which is anger, because you've been triggered. And then how are you going to practice the principles in all your affairs? How are you going to do the next right thing? Right? Probably start where you're at, in a sense of saying. Yet, then what would be next in that sense? Obsession? Worry, basically? It truly, truly is. It truly, truly is as such. Now, I can make my life miserable by making the past my future, being angry at the same thing. Yet, it's about doing something about life. Simply to say, it truly, truly is. It's about all of life having the ability to communicate on what is going on. It truly, truly is. So it's I don't know. This is just my attempt to communicate that I was angry, that I still have not found, in a simple way of saying. Yet, maybe it will be. Maybe it'll be in some unapproved literature or aspect of recovery, considering, the world of AA, the world service, basically, does not endorse chips. Just, those points. Just like NA, their unofficial literature, in a sense, or unapproved literature, the clarity statement, right? It's like, oh, even though it says it in the reading that usually comes within the format that I have, of what is the clarity in that, right? It's just not called the clarity statement. But somewhere, somehow, someplace thought they needed to have the autonomy it's not that they thought that, it's just, tradition 4, right? To where they needed some clarification for someone. And then someone else was like, oh, I love that. I'm going to help somebody else out. For real. For real. So essentially, me continuing what I was saying of, I don't find anywhere that it says you're going to be happy in this. You're going to find the ability to be happy, right? Through cultivating your willingness and an attitude of gratitude, finding value in all things, essentially. To the simple fact of the matter is that it really does come down to that. That it is that. That, yeah, in the simple fact of the matter, that life is just life. Some in there, we can call it, the dark side of spirituality, where they start realizing, in a sense of saying, in the modern day means of spirituality, in a simple way of saying that, everything's meaningless and it doesn't matter. You're just here and the human experience is pointless. And it's like, okay. Is that how you feel? Is that how you keep your peace of mind? I can't God shame you, essentially, right? Because in my mind, how I carry my message of higher power is a peace of mind. That's gonna, essentially restore you to sanity, right? Because you omitted. You're keeping your house in order, keeping your side of the street clean, zenning your garden. You're not trying to complain, basically. You're asking for help in the simplest way that you know how. Just because there are others that don't know how to interpret that you're needing help and you're asking for it, that does not negate or stop the simple fact of that's what you're doing. Really, you are. It's true. And yet, that's why an inventory, a reflection is so important. So you can actually get down to the root cause and then play the whole tape out of why are you angry? Why are you hurt? What's so wrong with the outside world that you're not willing to work on yourself? In a simple way of saying, if you go into like the whole active addiction part, right? Where you're running away. You're like, I just can't handle it right now. And that's okay. It really is. You know, you're 100, you might be at 60 right now, and that's okay. I know that I'm not at my 100. I know I feel like I am just moment by moment right now, because I can't handle it anymore at this point. I am not good enough in that sense of doing 100, in a simple way of saying. I'm getting there. I'm making that progress towards it. Other than that, it's not anything other than I'm angry when I'm angry. I'm sad when I'm sad. I'm happy when I'm happy, but it all comes down to, what foundation have I built? Am I still building a foundation on quicksand? Or am I building a foundation of hope, which is basically the future, which is basically faith, which is basically, me giving up control and admitting that it's okay to just be the observer of life, and to let whatever aspect of, of creation essentially see itself. Essentially, this is what I have to talk about today in this life. I yeah. So hopefully this helps somebody, because I know it helped me. I'm someone, and so are you. You deserve to take up space. You deserve to be loved, but you do not deserve to take anyone's peace of mind away or give yours away. You don't have the right to. You just have the right to leave it better than you found it, because sometimes that's all we can do, is do our best. Keep doing the next right thing and finding a peace of mind and carrying a message of that there is hope, that you don't have to use today, that it's okay to not be okay. Now I love you. Thank you.